Mets have certainly had a massive up and down week, more being down. They have had many rough injuries and rough losses just this week. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you like this series, Mets Weekly, and let me know if you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Earlier this week, Mets pitcher Kodai Senga gave the team a scare after he was scratched from his spring training start due to discomfort in his right index finger. This turned out to be nothing important and just a precaution, but this definitely was scary considering all of the other Mets pitchers that got injured this week. For example, in practices with Team USA, Brooks Riley felt some hamstring tightness and had to drop out of the WBC as a result. Earlier this week, Starling Marte was hit in the head while he was batting. He seemed to be fine after he underwent tests, and he had taken a few rest days just to make sure he is fine. Marte was put back into the lineup Friday, closer to the end of the week, but it definitely gave a little bit of a scare. The Mets have placed relief pitcher Zach Green on waivers and returned him to the Yankees. In return, they've decided to pick up relief pitcher Danny Santana. From videos I've seen of this guy pitching, he looks absolutely nasty. With Edwin Diaz tearing his patellar tendon and him being out for the entire season, I could really see Jeremy Hefner unlocking Santana and potentially making him a dangerous piece of this Mets bullpen. A former Mets pitcher in Jordan Yamamoto has officially retired. He was never on the mound much for the Mets, but he was once upon a time a big piece in a Mets trade with the Marlins. To make things worse for the Mets rotation, flamethrower Bryce Montez de Oca has been put on the shelf with a stretch reaction in his elbow. This again thins out the Mets bullpen depth. All we can hope is that he will be ready for opening day. We knew that Jose Quintana was injured last week, but I don't know if anybody knew it would be this bad. He will be on the injured list until at least July with a stress fracture in his rib, and they also found a benign lesion right next to the stress fracture. This is very scary, and I wish him the best and speedy recovery, but yet another opening day Mets bullpen arm has been diagnosed with a high-grade lat strain. That bullpen arm is Sam Coonrod, and he looked great in spring training before he got hurt. This is really unfortunate. In all the chaos and injuries to Mets pitchers, the Mets have started looking back into the free agent market and have recently visited Zach Britton's workout. The Mets and 6 other teams were reported to have seen him pitch, and the Mets in particular are interested in him. I would not mind if the Mets took a flyer on him and tested him out in the bullpen, so maybe that will happen. The Mets also might want to look into the free agent market for offense, again because in Friday's game against the Marlins, Brandon Nimmo took an awkward slide into second base and was immediately taken out with right ankle soreness. Seriously though, what is it with all the Mets injuries? It's really frustrating. Please let me know if you have enjoyed this series and want more of it, because I really like making it. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Send my channel to another baseball fan if you haven't already. Tell them to subscribe. I want it to keep going around. And enjoy the rest of your day, and be nice to somebody.